Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and we have another interesting video for beginners. And today I'm gonna tell you something about operation systems, and I'll give some advice which system to choose for beginners. If you're a beginner and if you are newbie in information technologies, if you are new in programming, and if you are new in system administrating, of course, and in software testing, and I'll give you some advice, only one advice. Behind me, I have something behind me. Please look at it. I wrote here two words: Windows and Linux, and it's two popular operation systems, and I have described one of these systems with these words, and please try to figure out which system that words described. You have on it about 5 seconds. It's easy to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, time is out, guys. I'm talking today about Linux slash Unix. I treat it as completely the same thing, but some guys prefer to separate Linux from Unix, but I'm not from that group of guys, and I'll recommend you to start your way in the technology world from Linux operation system because of these words, because it's complex system, it's a small system, it's popular system, and it's free system. Windows costs some money. If you want to install system on your laptop, personal computer, you need to pay for that. Today we need to pay for everything, but it's just one plus for Linux. It's free. And Linux has a lot of different editings. And okay, why Linux? Because Linux is a pretty complex operation system, really. It's small system, it's popular system, but it's very complex system. Why it's complex? Because that system which was created by technical guys for technical guys. As said many years ago, Joel Spolsky, as he said, he described Linux as something awful, ugly, strange, and difficult. And I think he was completely right with his describing. But Windows he described with something like it's a operation system for everyone. It's an operation system created by technical guys for dummies and for your grandma. Windows created for end user, which has no any technical background, really. It's too easy to use Windows, but information technology world is a pretty complex world, and if you want to be a part of that world, you need to try your way from difficult things. It's not so difficult, but it requires you to read something, because Linux is full of technical terminology, and when you dive into Linux, you will fly in a I don't know how to say, in a fly. You will fly in the world which full of different protocols, low-level descriptions. You will have not any graphic user interface. Welcome, guys. Welcome to command line. And I don't know how to say. At first, your first steps in that direction will be difficult because you will have only command line, only SSH, and that's all. Linux require you to read a lot. It's require you to read a lot of manuals. It requires you to read some classical technical articles. For example, of course, pretty fast you will know. You will have a lot of knowledge about HTTP, HTTPS, file transfer protocol, about cryptography, because Linux has great security architecture, and it's required to know about digital signatures and about encryption algorithms, about different digital certificates. From early start, you will have you will know about you'll know about PuTTY, you'll know about generating SSH keys. You will have a basic understanding in cryptography. You will know about encryption algorithms, about types of that algorithms, about symmetric algorithms, asymmetric algorithms, and different things. Okay, I prefer to stop here because that everything what I said before, it's only small part from all terminology which you need to know and which you will know after 1 month of using Linux. I would recommend you to spend about 1 or 2 months in Linux in classical command line environment. It will help you to know about some basics and base things like compiler, about linker, about GDB. You will know how to debug your application in console. For me, as for Windows developer, I spend a lot of time in Windows. We're pretty difficult to be in a command line environment and to be in a command line debugger. It's pretty, I don't know how to explain my feelings and thoughts here, but it's difficult when before you had, for example, I know, powerful Visual Studio Debugger, which automatically loads all symbol information, which provide you a lot of information about threads, about processes, about many different dependencies, which builds for you different graphs, dependency graphs, and many other things. But in Linux, you will have nothing. You will have only command line. You will have to study base command lines. If to be fair, you'll need to know just a few commands, how to set breakpoint, how to delete breakpoint, if we talk about programming, yes, because I'm a developer, and how to go step by step in your application under debugger. And it's easy, but at first it's difficult. But when you will do some iterations, just 2 days, 2-3 days, and you will feel comfortable yourself in GDB. But I know how to explain it, but you can ask me why I need to work in GDB if I could go away from Linux and to dive into Windows world and use comfortable code editors with integrated debuggers and many different things. And I'll answer you here because architecture of different internals, it's easy to understand when you start it from low level. When you know only base commands, if we talk about GDB or GCC as a compiler, you will have great fundamentals knowledges. Yes, that's why you need to know Linux, something about Linux, not full Linux to me, I know, just base commands in GDB and in SSH, in Midnight Commander, for example, and in different embedded Linux utils. Yes, I don't know how to say, but Linux will make you harder. It's like to go in gym. If you spend just a couple of months in gym, you will have some muscles. Yes, and it will help you in the future. And the same with Linux. You need to dive it and to feel that pain, months. 2 months. 2 months is maximum. That's all. But you need to go through Linux, and you will be harder, and you will have strong knowledge. Yes. And that's all. That's all. Windows is a pretty comfortable environment for beginners. It's like a baby to eat from spoon. It's like to feed baby. Everything to be in your mouth pretty quickly, and it's easy. But Linux require you to find food, to prepare your food, and to make your food, and to eat your food. And that's why I would recommend you to start from Linux. Only from that. It's a too popular system. Very popular. It's a much more popular system. If we talk about backend development, if we talk about system administrating, big, huge, and product backend servers, they are located on Linux environment. They're all based on Linux. Because it's cheap, because it's free, and because it's powerful, and I know how to say it's a strong operation system. Linux has a great architecture, and that architecture was applied in many different systems. Yes, that's all. I don't want to say. I know how to say additionally at the end, but just install Linux on your machine and try to use it. That's all. Welcome in Linux world.